Welcome back. We are doing our August update and chores video today. Thought we might as well start with a little update on the Trager Farms office for any of you that are interested in how that's coming along. Got everything pretty much mainly studded out, all the rooms, and starting with the insulation. We're also going to have some insulation to kind of block off any furnace noise when we're shooting videos. I think the desk is going to be over towards this side, kind of on an angle to create some depth in the shot. We'll go over that another time. Anyways, to kind of block that noise, possible whiteboard over here. We'll kind of go over the setup. I'd also love any input, from you guys if you have your own home office, ideas that you've loved, storage, whatever you think, because I'm really excited about it and I want to kind of do it right, the first time. Get the mounts up, maybe a little bit of TV for the regular day job, doing investments and advising. I don't think I've ever mentioned that, but keep up on the market and what's happening. And then the rest of the room is pretty much studded out. We got the insulation going. This is pretty much why I did not want to do a lot of this myself, or any of it for the most part, and that's the plumbing. Putting that all in the cement, just a lot of stuff that I didn't want to get my hands dirty with and learning about. And then lastly, really the laundry room, which is also insulated throughout. We had to move the water heater a little bit so we could stud that back wall. Got the washer and dryer hooked back up, but that'll be cleaned up with some cabinets and some countertop, the washer and dryer hookups. And then you all know what's in this bad boy, fruits of our labor right there. But that's about it. So excited to get the bathroom. We're actually going to be picking up flooring, other tile for the shower and stuff later, and I'll kind of just keep you posted on how that's going to look and our other ideas. We're going to head out to the farm this weekend. Going to be doing pretty much everything for August, and within a week or two, spraying the impact from Whitetail Institute, correcting that soil as much as we can. I did decide, I changed my mind, we are gonna leave a little test strip. Why not? We already bought this, we're already doing it. All I have to do is not spray an area. It'll give us a little bit more input on how well it worked, and I'll kind of try and do it in a strip so that it goes across a broad spectrum of the soil and stuff that we're doing this year, that 4.5 acres or so. Now, it might not cover the whole thing, but a good chunk of it anyway. So I will show you that there. We might possibly cut some trees. We might, put the chairs in the blinds, get those finishing touches in, clean any shooting lanes that we need to on remaining blinds. Gonna really try not to go into the backwoods, leave that untouched if we can until the rut, possibly. And then September we'll do another quick one on rye and maybe clover for next year, but gonna see when we want to actually seed that, and we're gonna go over why and that process as well. But we'll see you out there and get done as much as we can. We made it. We just got to the farm, got the tank loaded with the first round of impact. We're gonna head out, take a look, see how the food plot looks. Get 3 of these tanks down, supposed to cover 3 acres or so, and we'll leave that test strip that I was talking about to see what the impact really does, if anything, and go from there. So I'm gonna head out and I'll show you how it looks. All right, guys, we're out here around the plot. Check it out. We have some pretty dang good growth. Mind you, this is only 8 days. A week and 1 day. We planted on that Friday. We knew some rain was coming. So it's not too crazy, but to see this growth coming up, it's pretty exciting. Over here on the brassica side, let's take a look. Oh yeah, here. Wow. Oh wow. Okay, so it might even be a little too thick in some spots. Looks like it's coming in rather good. Couple blank areas, or they're just smaller. What's kind of surprising is a lot of this weed. I think I'm going to use my Plant Snap app and see what exactly this weed is, because the only thing that's been growing through my glyphosate and coming back either super quick or barely dying and coming back or whatever, it is for sure my biggest problem. And here it's pretty sporadic. You can see some along the sides. But back in the main plot, like I was telling you guys when we were here planting, honestly, the kill that I got off that spraying was not nearly as good as I thought it would be. So I don't know if I need to add some different herbicide. Doesn't seem like a a broadleaf, so I don't think clethodim would be it. But I'm gonna take a look, use Plant Snap, see what that is, and then find the appropriate weed killer. Now, obviously for now, I can't do this while all the seeds are growing, so I'm gonna have to wait till next year. Hopefully the weeds will get better each year that I'm killing, and get better and better, like I said, each year. But on top of that, I'll also do maybe a different herbicide, get some extra sprayings in, and kind of decide whether or not I want to do the buckwheat and try that again. I think the buckwheat can work great, don't get me wrong, but when you're doing something like ours, that's a trail and it goes all the way around, if you get intermittent buckwheat and it's just not good all the way around, you're not going to break it up and do some no-till here and others there. It's just not going to work. It'd be way too time consuming, in which case you just end up killing it all anyway. So we'll have to decide that. And the other thing is potentially some summer food. You know, we have some does around and I've seen some fawns, but it's really one area, one spot, and they show up every once in a while. I don't even think we really have, I mean, I would say we probably have one maybe doe family group that lives on the property, and actually they oftentimes come right down this edge and kind of nestle in here, because we always see them kind of coming and going right through here. We have a stand over there and burying themselves in this thicket here. But anyway, I think the land can hold more you know, deer, of course, on the property. I want them to get used to that, and using our food plots and kind of moving about the property in the daylight as much as possible. And so I want to do potentially half of this, I haven't 100% decided, but half of this in clover perennial each year for the turkey, for the deer, and just build that up. And of course, when it gets to be too much, we will just kill the summer food. But I think that would do us wonders, because a lot of the deer right now are just passing through or coming from a neighboring property. Check this out. Even through a lot of this grass that we had sprayed, you can still see the brassicas coming up easily through that grass. So that's pretty nifty. Not too many weeds on this side, just really the big plot. So this should be pretty good. We're gonna go get the impact down. We're not going to put the test strip here. We're going to put it in the big plot because we really need all this as far as the trail goes to come in well. And then the coming weeks we'll see how that does. One thing that you guys want to remember, if you're using one of these 25-gallon tanks, they typically cover, you know, 2 to 2.5 or around there acres. Well, one bottle of impact is a 1/4 acre. If you buy the 4-pack, it's for 1 acre. So typically you're either gonna have to go over everything twice at a similar speed or slow way down. For me, can't really go too much slower than 2 miles an hour. And it just seems to be a little harder on the ATV. So for the most part, went over each acre twice. Emptied the tank as best I can. I'm on my way back now to get the last tank, and I'll show you guys where the test strip is going to be so we can come back and take a look later on in the year. Alright, so we're going to hop into our Plant Snap app right here. Get the camera up. Let's take a quick. You can't really see it too well, I guess, on my phone potentially. I don't know if you can see that, but it came out leafy spurge, also called green spurge, Hungarian spurge. So I'll do a little more research on that and see what I need to do to get rid of some of these, but be a good thing to focus on a little bit next year. So that weed I mentioned, look how poor the kill is that glyphosate got. It literally looks like I didn't spray a while ago. So I'm pretty shocked, and I don't have too much room left for the test strip, so this might not be the best test that I you know, could have done. I thought there would have been a better kill, but look at this. This is the remaining big plot that, besides being a little waterlogged from the recent rains, which I'm not going to be able to go over with the 4-wheeler. the kill on this was just terrible. I don't know why the weeds are so much worse here. I sprayed everything the same, but I think I see a spot we're gonna try and utilize the test strip on. I'll show you here in a sec. All right, so this is what we're gonna use for our test strip. We are on the big plot. Of course, pretty much woods on either side, and you can see a lot of the weed growth here along the edge. And what we're gonna do is this bare spot, we're not gonna hit any of this bare spot with impact, okay? So it's, I don't know, 40, 50 yards by 10 feet wide. I'm gonna go around it. I'm gonna have to miss the wet spots, hit the rest of this, which should have been dead, but hit the rest of this with the impact. And we'll come back and we'll check this out by the end of the year. It's about 10 yards from the edge. But again, this kind of open strip. Now, a couple main things. One, full sun, okay? Sun is one of the main reasons why people sometimes have, messed up food plots. They don't work as well, but we're gonna be okay. And the second thing would be weed competition. So obviously there's gonna be some here, but at least this is a better spot that we're gonna be looking. So if for any reason, stuff growing where there's more weed competition does better than this kind of bare spot that has a little bit better kill, we'll know, the impact does. I wish I had a little bit better of a test. I can't believe that, the glyphosate didn't kill more of this. I'm honestly, I'm shocked. It was sprayed 2 or 3 times, but it is what it is. We'll have hopefully some better plots leading up to this. This will just be a much more weedy plot, even if we have, okay germination, which looking around, it's definitely, you can see little brassicas coming up there and some different stuff, but it's probably not going to be quite as nice as some of the other plots. But it'll be something. In the years to come, we'll fix those mistakes and we'll have less weeds and we'll continue to go over the progress and the whole thing, not leaving anything out. So I'm gonna finish up with this impact. We'll touch on just a couple things left for August. Really not too many things to do. One thing I forgot to mention on the clover is that I probably will not be trying to seed it in the fall. I'm gonna try and wait until actually frost seeding in January, February. Brassicas, I was told professionally, probably would shade it out and compete too much as the clover tries to develop its roots, and that was the advice I was given from the food plot seed growers. So hope that makes sense, but just in case you don't see us putting that clover down for summer food, that's why we're going to be waiting until we're actually frost seeding January, February. Then if it competes with the rye, for example, we'll probably be putting it on the oats, peas, and beans side. Then we'll just mow that rye and make sure that clover's getting enough sun, and hopefully be looking somewhat all right for turkey season. All right, for the most part, the remaining things that we are gonna have is really just finishing up on the shooting lanes, and we have one blind, not the new one, the other blind that we actually need to put the cover back on, get situated, and cut the shooting lanes, and I'm gonna show you that kind of right here. You can see right through there is just the tower, the metal bracket for the ghillie blind. I'm gonna trim some of this up, create shooting lanes down to this this trail here, maybe one just for a rifle shot this way, and then same thing on the other side to get a trail going. And then I like to have one shooting lane, preferably right to the middle here, because it's obviously just a natural funnel, but maybe clean some up on one of the sides of this tree. As you can see back there, or if you remember, the platform is wooden. And on that corner, you can also see that there's no metal bracket. A ton of people use these metal brackets, and I actually have 2 different sets. I just haven't got them out, but I need to take the tower down. I'm just gonna unscrew those 4x4s, unscrew the support braces, zip on these brackets, and hoist it back up and level it out again. I just think it'll be safer, even though we haven't had an issue. And last year, if you remember opening day, it was like 40, 50 mile an hour winds, and I was still sitting in a tree, but that blind was totally standstill, didn't move. But I would just feel better and feel better for my family and friends. So that's gonna be tomorrow's project. But really, other than that, making sure the cameras are set up. We're all on the CuddyLink system, and I'm now able to adjust the delay on my phone. So the ones I'm driving by, I just set to 60 minutes so I don't get too many pictures. And then when I leave here, I'll set them back to 5 or 10 seconds and they'll be back to normal. So I'd like to get 1 or 2 more, whether it happens this year or not. I'm not sure, but I think it would just cover this whole property a little bit better if I had a couple more. Other than that, that's really the August chores and the food plot update. We got rye coming in September, anything that maybe we would have forgotten, but for that most part, we're gonna have a month to a month and a half where this property is just gonna sit. We're not really gonna start fall turkey or anything early. It'll be sitting until October 1st, and even then, we're gonna take a look at the cameras, see what bucks have changed their fall patterns, if we wanna make a push on one early season. If not, we might even delay and do very few sits until, you know, the rut starts to come, or hop into these blinds and maybe save the stands in the back for cruising bucks so we're not burning anything out. But I hope you guys are having a good weekend. I appreciate you. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe and follow along, you're more than welcome. So we'll see you soon.